Hello, Sat Shri Akal, Namaste, Adab. Dosto, मैं हूँ Sharon Ali, and you're watching Hunny Walia shows. In today's segment of Through the Eyes of a Woman, we have a very special guest who is well known across the globe and a singing sensation. Please welcome Neha Batra. Neha, thank you for being on our show.
Thank you so much, Sharon. It's a pleasure being here.
So let's start off with, tell us a little bit about your background. Where were you born and raised? Tell us about your journey. Now you're settled in Canada. So give us insight on all that.
I was born and raised in Kuwait.
Okay.
And then I moved to the US for about 6 years. I got my higher studies done there, so my bachelor's and my master's.
Okay.
And then I moved back to Kuwait for a year. And then I moved to Mumbai because I really wanted to do singing and I wasn't being able to do it while I was studying.
Right.
So moved to Mumbai, and then after Mumbai I landed in Toronto.
Okay.
And then came to Edmonton.
Wow.
So it's been quite a journey.
So you've had quite the journey. So when you're in Kuwait, you were born in Kuwait?
Yes.
You have a sister?
Yes, I do have an elder sister.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So were your parents, are they still in Kuwait right now? Or?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, they are still in Kuwait. Mom, actually, she's a nurse, so she used to work for the Kuwaiti government for the health, in the health department. So she moved to Kuwait even before she got married.
Oh, okay.
So that's how,
Oh, that's great.
That's how our family started. And
great.
Yeah.
So the decision to go to higher studies, it was to go to the U.S. So was there any problems of you going to the U.S. with your parents, you leaving the country to go another country to study, or did you have their support to do that? Or?
Quite frankly, oh yeah, my parents really supported it. And quite honestly, in Kuwait, back when I graduated from my high school, there weren't a lot of educational institutes for higher education for non-Kuwaitis.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a very clear discrimination between Kuwaitis and non-Kuwaitis in Kuwait.
Okay.
We had different schools and
really?
Yeah, I went to an Indian school, like the CBSE board, and in Kuwait. So there were no universities, so to speak. There was only one Kuwaiti university, and so it was a given that any Indian who graduated, like all my friends, everyone had to leave Kuwait and go out, unless you had you could stay back home and do long distance education, but it's like what we're doing now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But that was the only option back then. So my parents, they supported it, and I wanted to go to India, but because my elder sister was studying in the U.S., they were like, well, why don't you go there as well? So it makes it easier. So that was a little bit of a discussion in the family, but other than that, they were very supportive.
So you were born in Kuwait, so being Kuwaiti, you couldn't go to the universities there?
I'm not Kuwaiti.
You're not Kuwaiti, okay.
So I was born in Kuwait, but I was born as an Indian in Kuwait.
I see, okay.
You can't just get citizenship in Kuwait by birth, no.
Okay, I see, I see.
You have to, it's a long process.
Right. So you decide to go to the U.S. for your higher studies.
Yes.
Perfect. And then you have a bachelor's in biomedical engineering and a master's in health management.
Yes.
So have you pursued that as your career as we speak? Or?
So, well, I got to Edmonton because of that, because of the education.
Yeah.
Got the permanent residence, and then I got placed with Alberta Health Services, which is why I moved to Edmonton. Okay. But I'm currently not in the role within healthcare, and I'm in property management. But looking forward to eventually getting back to healthcare, because it gave me a high to be in the hospital setting and to be serving,
And that's your passion.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. But I loved working there, but at the same time, I started singing when I was doing my bachelor's.
Right, okay.
And so I was like, I told my parents, I'm like, I don't want to do education. I want to go to Mumbai. I want to learn singing. And they're like, no, you need an education. So honestly, I owe my education to my mom mostly, because she never supported my singing career, and she's like, you need a plan B, so to speak. But
exactly. Yeah. So biomedical engineering, what kinds of jobs would that be? Like, is that Alberta Healthcare, is that within the medicine?
No, it would be within equipments mostly, or any equipment or prosthetics. You could get into, you could. There were different fields further to biomedical engineering. We just got a generic. We had electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, so we could get into any aspect.
Right.
Like I did actually do an internship back there in pacemakers and like stents and grafts and all of those organizations. So pretty much anything that we see now that applies to any surgery or any implants or anything is based off of biomedical engineering research.
Oh, that's fascinating. Very, very interesting. That's an interesting field to get into.
It is.
Wow, wow. So singing is your passion. Yes. We all know that. Neha Batra and singing.
Yes.
Right? When was the first time you showcased your singing? When was the first time you actually went on stage and were showcased as a singer?
At my university, actually. You know how we have international students freshers welcome event?
Yeah.
So there was one of those during my undergrad, and my sister, since as I said she was at the university a year prior to I was, so she went in and gave my name. She entered my name in for performing, and I'd never performed in front of anyone, or like never. Right. So that was the first time I got up, and I was so nervous, Sharon. I'm like there. I was holding the mic, and I was shivering. Like people could see me shivering. That's how crazy it was. Yeah. But the thing, what happened is everyone loved the singing, which is why I got encouraged to actually pursue it further, and now mostly have it as a part-time career too.
Oh, that's great. Good for you. So that was in university, you said, when you first.
Yeah.
Nice. And did you have anyone helping you or teaching you how to sing while you were in university, or was it kind of like
no, it
on
was
your own at that time?
Yeah, and which is why I wanted to, because I really wanted to pursue it, right? Once I understood, once I realized that the audience is loving me, I was like, I should be honing the talent, because I had never gotten any classes or any training.
Right.
So which is why when I was getting my bachelor's, I'm like, Mom, can I just drop out and go to Mumbai? Can I? Because I was in Arizona. Even there too, there weren't many classical. There were teachers and stuff, but it was actually, I thought it was super expensive. I was earning nothing as a student, right? And I'm like, if I have to pay someone like $50-$60 an hour, I'm like, I work for a week and I get that.
Exactly. Right?
Exactly. So I was like, can I just go to Mumbai? It'll be different. But my parents were like, no, you got to get your education, finish it off, and so so that's what happened.
Good. And so you went to Mumbai to pursue your career in singing. So tell us about that. Like, where did you know where to go, and who did you meet, and who did you learn from?
I didn't know where to go. So it was a new city. I had no godfather, no godmother, no one supporting me or guiding me. But it was I'd say God was guiding me, honestly. I was just because in Mumbai, you're struggling artists, struggling singers and actors, you somehow seem to network at different auditions. You find out about them.
True.
Back then, there were Facebook and Instagram was in, but it wasn't that big on audition promotions and stuff. So it was through, there were some coordinators there who would, if you got in touch with one, he'd put you through with other people.
Okay.
And my aunt, actually, my Masi, my youngest Masi, she used to live in Mumbai, which is why my parents let me even go there. But she didn't know nothing about the industry, right? So I went in, I started training. I was like, what are the good associations or good institutes to be learning at? And so Suresh Vadikarji's Ajivasan Music Academy is one of the best in Mumbai.
Right.
Actually best in India for classical training. So which is why I joined that and started training there. And at the same time started training with Yasin Darbarji, also, who was Ismail Darbarji's elder brother. So the classical is where you learn how to get your sur strong, but there was Bollywood training. So I trained with both to gain knowledge plus confidence, and that is what actually led me to the reality show Bharat Ki Shaan. So found out about that while I was training with Ismail Darbarji and Yasin Darbarji, and then got into that. And
so you started off with the classical training first, and then you went to Bollywood, and you said they're two separate things.
They are
I think the stem of singing, is it classical? Is where you stem off from your singing, or would you say?
Well, you've got to have a good classical base to be able to sing Bollywood too.
Exactly.
But just because if I learned just classical, I realized I was not being able to deliver a Bollywood song. The first song I learned from Yasin Darbarji at that time was do you remember the movie Ravan?
Yes.
So there was a song, Kyun Na Bole Mose Mohan Kyun, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I love this song, I'm going to sing it. It took him, I think it was close to 20-25 minutes. He just kept repeating kyun, and he's like, you're not doing it right. The kyun, like, I'm like, what is wrong? Is the sur not right? Am I going off key? Am I going? Nope. Your expression, like you're just saying kyun. It's not like kyun, like right. So he would. So there's a lot of there was a lot of in Bollywood training. So I loved both of them, right? Because I feel like both the trainings go hand in hand.
Yes,
one is,
absolutely.
Yeah, one is incomplete without the other.
Absolutely. And you performed on some national television programs.
Yes,
what were some of those that you?
That was the reality singing show called Bharat Ki Shaan.
Okay.
So I got into that, and
that was in Mumbai?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was while I was training. Yeah. So what happened is, it's funny because when I went to Mumbai with my passion in singing, and singing is all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I went to a lot of like music studios, did a lot of singings, whatever, but we didn't really get paid for it.
Okay.
So I don't even know who I met at what point, and the person's like, you know what, you need, if you want some like extra cash just to survive in the city, why don't you get into acting?
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So I joined a theater class where I was learning acting.
Nice.
And then I did some live theater there, but at the same time got like these little cameo roles, and I mean, it's funny.
You've had some roles in some interesting, so tell us about that in a Bollywood movie too, isn't it? That you
the Bollywood movie I have a song in. I didn't act in the movie.
Okay.
But I do have a song in a Bollywood movie, which is I'm very grateful for. And that's in Zindagi 50/50.
Okay.
And my acting was in what is it? Like Bade Achhe Lagte Hain. It was a big show.
Okay. Were they serials?
These are all TV serials.
Okay.
There was Bade Achhe Lagte Hain, Pavitra Rishta.
Nice.
Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, Sasural Se Marka. These are like really those, like those series that lasted multiple years, and they were big. And now if I tell someone and I remind them of what my role is, they're like, oh my God, that was you. And I'm like, that was it. But it was a great experience.
That must have been so fascinating. I've always wanted to do something like that too. Theater and art, I just love it. It's amazing. Such an experience, isn't it?
It was very different, very unique. But honestly, it's like I feel like one thing just worked. You know how I always believe in this, all the dots eventually connect, right?
Absolutely.
So it was like one path was leading me to another, and it just it just kept going.
That's great. That's great, especially when you go into a new city and you don't know what you're looking for. Well, you do, but you're new and you're like, and when everything just falls into place, it makes such a difference.
I had to ride the Mumbai local. I never, like in Kuwait, we never used any public transit. Never. We
really
no, because everyone really has cars there mostly. So even when I was 16, we could start driving. So I got my own car and. To get into the local and to get off, everyone's like, all you got to do is just stand there. You'll get pushed in and you'll get pushed out. Don't worry. It is that. Have you seen videos and pictures of that? It's
actually crazy. I have. I didn't think it was real, but I guess.
No, it is. That is real.
Is it pretty bad?
Is real. Oh yeah. During rush hour, you just stand there and everyone pushes you in, and then you get pushed out when you want to get out.
I've seen some of them actually hanging off the buses. Is that true too? Like they're hanging off the sides? Wow.
Yeah, all of that is true. So I got to experience all of that, which was amazing. And then I got my PR to Canada, and so I moved.
Nice. So you went to Mumbai alone, you said, right?
Yes.
And you're with your aunt. Did your aunt ever go with you to any of these places?
Initially, right? Like, but then I was like, I'm troubling her and ruining her entire day's routine with her while I'm just training. She's just sitting there.
Right.
So then I got used to traveling on my own, and then I moved out of there too because I don't know, I felt like I was being a burden on them, and so
Wow, you have a lot of courage. I don't think I'd be able to do that, going to a different country by myself and learn everything, especially Mumbai. It's so busy there, and but I guess that's a place to go, right? When you want to.
It's beautiful.
I bet, One day I'll go there.
You should. I mean, even if today someone gives me the opportunity to move to Mumbai, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. I love the city.
That's great. That's great. How long were you there?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. So in those 2 years, you figured you got enough training that you needed to get you started, and then you decided to move to Canada, or?
It's never enough.
True.
And always learn, honestly, the first 6 to 8 months, I was just trying to figure how do I get from one place to another, right? So I had just started, and I sometimes wonder if, and I'm never going to know if it was the right decision or not to move here, because I got my permanent residence, and I had only, you get a certain couple months to just to land in Canada. So I had to choose if I was leaving Mumbai or if I was staying there. It was actually at the just at the time when I'd started doing these TV serials, when my request came in for me to land, and I was really confused, but I don't know, thought lots.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hard decision too. So when you were doing the serials, did you figure that maybe this is something I wanted to do, is acting, or were you always towards singing? Like, that's a lot of fun too, is being in
acting. I had actually started enjoying that.
Yeah.
And I honestly think if I had stayed there longer, I'd probably get into acting, because there's a lot more opportunity in acting.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Yes, for at least these cameo roles. And then once you're there for about a year or two, you get to know the production houses, you get to know who's auditioning, you get, who's the producer, who's the director, so you eventually make your network. Networking is the biggest thing in the entertainment industry, I think, right? So if it's being new and being there, I think personally, for having accomplished what I did in like less than 2 years was it a great achievement, with me being zero and new to the city to where you got, right? To getting where whatever I learned and achieved,
That's great.
I'm very grateful for.
Someone was on your side, definitely.
Yes, exactly.
That's great. So what made you decide to leave Mumbai? I know you said that you got your PR for Canada.
Yes.
But was that the only reason that made you come to Canada, or did you think that maybe you want to stay in Mumbai a bit longer to learn more about with the theater and the singing and that?
I wanted to stay in Mumbai, but then again, it was like the family's. I guess it was the better of the two options at the time, right?
Right, yeah.
Because someone once told me that in Mumbai, when you're struggling, you feel like success is right here. And you try licking it, you feel like you're almost there, but so and that thing kept ringing in my ears, and I was like, should I just stay here and keep pursuing it? Or, I mean, the lifestyle I've had living in Kuwait, and then where I lived in Mumbai, my mom didn't even come see the place, because she's like, I can't walk through the street.
Oh,
like it was,
Was it that bad? Or?
I don't think so, but she did, because she's like, why are you? Because she always felt like I'm giving up like everything that I received on a silver plate to just be, but I loved it. It was my passion. I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'll just wake up. I just need to sleep. I just need a place to sleep. It's okay. Because, even financially, I was like, I don't want to be wasting. Like, don't want to live in the middle of Andheri where I'm spending lots and whatever. So I was living in Andheri still, but in Andheri West and East it's like miles apart. So, although it's just across the bridge, but the way the lifestyle and stuff, right? So,
being there alone as a woman, though, were you scared sometimes that what if I get in some sort of trouble or somebody
Initially, but I think like if you comparing cities, I'd say in Delhi or even in Kuwait, me being a girl just walking out on the street is something. I'd probably not come back home, honestly. In Kuwait as well as in Delhi, but but in Mumbai, it's comparatively very safe. And I mean, obviously there are the goods and the bads everywhere, but I'd say majority of the people are, because they know there's so many models and actresses and singers, like everyone's solo there, right? Like everyone's come from different parts of the country, which is why I think it's way safer in Mumbai. So there were times when I was scared, because when, like, honestly, singing work in India starts in the evenings.
Oh, okay.
Goes on until late nights, because there's so much sound and noise outside. So a lot of the studios, like, even though they're whatever soundproof and everything, they work. The creativity, I think, just kicks in at night or something. So sometimes I'd get calls at like 11 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Mom, you don't know this, but I'd get calls at 11 p.m. They're like, can you go to Pritam Dal's studio? They want to do a rap like right now. So an opportunity like that, I'm like, how can I say no? I don't care if it's 11 p.m. So I had to get out, get an auto, get a rickshaw, and then go there, right? So, but there were those times when I'd be scared, but constantly praying. That
you'd be okay and safe, in which you are. Thank God for that.
Thankfully, I made it.
You made it this far. I think it's so fascinating how you pursued something and you just went for it, and your studies, you made your parents happy, yourself, of course. You've got the education behind you. But I think it's fascinating how you made the move to go to Mumbai by yourself and just pursue what you wanted to do. If that's not passion, I don't know what it is.
Thank you. But my dad, I would say it is only solely his motivation and his encouragement that I could go to Mumbai.
Oh, okay.
He's a singer himself.
Oh, okay.
And before he moved to Kuwait, because he was dating my mom before they got married.
Okay.
And so he himself had to pick between going to Kuwait and going to Mumbai for singing. So he chose Kuwait.
Yeah.
And so he saw like his passion being, completed in a way, through me. So, which is why he pushed it.
Oh, that's
He'd
great.
get in trouble a lot too from mom, right? Because I resigned. I was working in Kuwait, and I'm like, I'm going to resign and go to Mumbai. I don't care.
Yeah.
And Dad's like, okay, fine, just do it. So yeah,
that's great. Good for you. That's awesome. So then you came to Canada. Now, so tell us, you started off with Hindustani singing.
Yes.
And then you went to Punjabi. So how did that come about?
So Hindi has been I'll say my first language.
Okay.
Growing up in Kuwait. So Hindi was my first. English, you can say, was second. Arabic was the third language because it was mandatory in Kuwait, right? And then when I moved here, I realized most of the audience is Punjabi speaking.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that became my fourth language. And I would do because mostly you're a part of the industry as well. So you know how it is, right? If there is 2 Hindi shows, there are 20 Punjabi shows.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So it was a lot of people were saying, yeah, you sing great and all that, but you need to sing Punjabi. This is, no one's going to listen to you.
And you know what? That's so true.
Right?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
true.
I should be, and honestly, I know we should constantly be evolving and do, as an artist, our performances, our face belongs to the audiences, honestly.
Absolutely.
Right? So whatever is needed, it was like the need of the hour. I had to learn Punjabi.
Exactly.
And it's not like I never knew it. I never heard Punjabi songs. Like growing up, we only listened to Muhammad Rafi's music, right? Whatever our parents would listen to. And then I was into Sonu Nigam ji and Shreya Ghoshal ji, and not into Surinder Kaur ji. And the names also were foreign to me.
Yeah.
But after I moved here, and with the help and support of I'd say show organizers and audiences, I'd get messages, you need to sing this song at your next live, you need to sing this song. So then I'd go and search for the song. I didn't even know what the song was, right? So that's how it started. And
wow, that's great.
7 years now.
7 years now you've been doing Punjabi songs.
Yeah.
So you would sing Hindustani songs and you'd get from the audience that, okay, we'd like to hear you sing Punjabi songs now. Is that how it kind of?
Yeah, I did a couple of Hindi singing, right? Hindi shows and stuff, but then mostly people said, you have a beautiful voice, but can you sing this in Punjabi? And I'm like, I haven't heard that song. Right? So I started learning it. And even today, there's my pronunciation is not the best. As I said, it's my fourth language, right? So I feel like I'm still learning, and people still correct me. And
me too.
Right? Yeah. So it's, but as an artist, we're going to keep learning until our last breath.
Absolutely.
Right? Maybe there'll be a fifth language down the road.
You never know.
French.
You never know. Yeah, there you go. We'll start singing in French. Why not? Right? So that's great. So now all your songs are in Punjabi?
Yes.
Okay.
All the what can I say? All the new releases are all in Punjabi.
Right.
I'm doing a whole bunch of cover songs, so that's a mix of Hindi and Punjabi because I don't know, Hindi's in me, right? Even today when I want to sit down peacefully or whatever and I listen to songs, it's mostly either super old Punjabi music or Hindi songs, right? Ghazals and all of that. So,
and I think that's okay if you mix the two together too. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Punjabi, Hindi, it's a lot out there too.
Well, nowadays, exactly.
In the movies and that too.
Right, Bollywood is completely remake of Punjabi songs and all that. So it's actually working in my favor the way this trend is going.
Right, exactly.
I can do both.
Yeah, that's perfect. Great. And you're a beautiful singer. I'm sure our viewers have heard you too, and I've heard you, and it's a blessing for you.
Oh, thank you.
Born a singer, so that's great. But now our viewers and myself would like to hear you sing. So if you could sing one of your numbers for us, anything you'd like.
Okay,
great.
I'll sing a couple lines of my favorite song.
Okay.
It just released a couple months ago.
Okay.
इश्क समंदर विच मैं नाल तेरे तरना है नाल तेरे जीना मैं ते नाल तेरे मरना है होर कुछ भी नहीं दिसदा जिस दिन दा वेखिया तैनू मैरमावे अपने तो कदी जुदा करे ना मैनू मैरमावे आनिया वे
Wow, that was absolutely beautiful. My goodness. Oh, my hairs on my hands are standing up. That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow, gifted. You're so gifted with your voice.
Thank you for the appreciation.
On
Thank
the right,
you. I really appreciate
right
it.
Track. Right track. Great. So, we're going to go to some fun questions now. This is a fun questions segment of the show. So, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
All right. Okay. If you had the choice to choose a celebrity to exchange places with, who would it be?
What's her face?
Is it a Bollywood actress?
No, it's not a Bollywood actress.
Oh.
You know what? Neha Batra.
Oh yes, yeah. She's really cute. I love her voice. She's really
super cute.
Yeah. She's
super cute and
full of energy.
I love her. I love her on stage. Her charisma, her energy, her power pack performances. They're
absolutely.
And her voice. I just love it. And I think. And when I think of the females, whether Hindi or Punjabi, Bollywood, Hindi or Punjabi singing, entertainment industry, that is one name that comes to my mind.
Absolutely. So. And she's so popular with all the songs nowadays in the Bollywood movies. She's amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, if you could go back in time, what would you change?
I could go back in time?
Yeah, what is something you'd change?
I'd probably stick around Mumbai for another year. Probably, another year and see how that went.
Yeah. Good choice. Where did you and your husband meet?
Here in Edmonton.
Oh, in Edmonton. Okay.
My sister that you mentioned before, she'd started doing like this Diwali Mela and Holi Mela. Desis in Canada was her organization. So, and he was one of the sponsors at her events.
Okay.
So,
and that's
how we met.
And he approached you?
They kind of set us up. My sister and a couple friends, they set us up, and here we are, married.
There you go.
Happily married.
Happily married. Perfect.
He says I'm happy and he's married, but.
All right. What is your biggest fear?
Failure.
Yeah.
I'd say failure, but more than failure is not trying the second time. Because failure, it hits each and every one of us,
exactly.
Right?
It's a continuous not giving up.
And there are times when I wanted to give up on things, and thankfully I have had very supportive family and friends, so they haven't let me give up on things. But giving up, I think,
would be the biggest fear. Okay, if you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
Responsible, entertaining. And I think I talk a lot.
Passionate. You are very passionate.
Okay, I'm passionate. Thanks, Sharon.
Passionate about what you do and who you are. What would you do if you won the lottery? What's the first thing you would do?
I've thought about that lots.
Yes.
I don't think I'd change a thing.
No?
I wouldn't change a thing. I would probably, but there's one thing, I have a dream project. I would do that. Badshah, if you're watching and if you're listening, check your DMs on Instagram. And everyone who's watching this show, please tag Badshah in every comment and tag me and ask him to please check his DMs. I love Badshah and I want to do a project with him.
Wow.
So if I did win $1 million or $5 million or whatever, that would be the first thing I'd do.
Well, great. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. That's perfect. One day your dreams have been coming through so far,
Inshallah,
so you never know.
Inshallah.
You never know. What is your most embarrassing moment? Whether you were a child or now, or do you have any embarrassing moments?
I don't think so. I honestly, I'm sure there are, but not any like something so wild and crazy that I'd remember now.
Okay, well that's all right.
Or I think I'm so confident that nothing embarrasses me.
There you go. That's what it is. That's what it is. The confidence. My goodness, I completely agree.
Yeah,
completely agree. What is there something that people keep asking you that you'd like them to stop asking you? Like a repetitive question that people ask you all the time?
When are you having babies?
Yes. I was gonna say that's what it's gonna be. You know, when are you getting married? When are you having babies?
Because that's a natural progression, right?
Right.
Earlier it used to be when are you getting married? Because I got married late as per the Indian standards.
Yes, yes, yes. There's standard, of course. We have standards. Yeah.
And so yeah, now it's when am I having babies? So
yes, of course, of course.
I'll let you guys know.
There you go. No plans right now. She's in her career, guys. Leave her alone, right? Right. Neha, it's been wonderful having you on the show. Thank you so much. You're a beautiful singer. I mean, good luck to everything you do. And Batra, please answer her DM.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. And I really appreciate being here. And I am very thankful to you for organizing something like this, and what our city, what the people of today need to hear about. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Through the eyes of a woman. Absolutely.
Through the eyes of a woman. Keep watching.
Thanks, Neha. And to our guests and our viewers out there, thank you so much for all your love and support. If you'd like to be on our show, Hunny Walia Shows Through the Eyes of a Woman, you can contact us through Facebook or inbox us. Anything that Neha has said through the show is strictly her own opinions. It's not meant for anybody else or any person or thing. Thanks again for watching. Take care.